The road voting a very population of that particular country. We are hoping that continue to disseminate the wishes of the people and an election time is actually the announcement time of the people expressing themselves as to who should be their rulers. I will start by congratulating the people of Zimbabwe for the peaceful and mature way they exercise themselves in the vote, which is almost a mini by-election, which is being accepted by all the political parties as a dry run of the coming elections come 2023. I want to congratulate all the winners who came out of this election. Regardless of party affiliations, we want to congratulate them. As Democrats in Zanu PF, we say the best candidates won. That's how we say it. We say the best candidates won because they are a product of the verdict of the people of Zimbabwe. And if the people of Zimbabwe so choose, so be it. So to all the winners, you were the best candidates, you won. Congratulations. Having said that, we also want to congratulate the party which performed well in the elections. And indeed, the winner is reflected by additional seats which you may have won, and additional voters which you may have garnered during the election. Because after all, a plebiscite is a game of numbers. So numbers decide who comes first and who comes last. So in this instance, our President, Emerson Mnangagwa, did very well, as shall be reflected in my additional remarks. His ruling party also did very well in the elections, and the candidates of the ruling party who rescued seats from the opposition did very well. With due respect, I can't say the same about the opposition because they went in with a certain number of seats, both at national level and at local level. And most of the seats belonged to the opposition because it is their fissures, it is their endless fights which ended in them expelling each other from parliament. And according to the constitution, if you get expelled, you cannot replace from the party. You got to go back and ask the electorate. And in the event the electorate gave their verdict as to the outcome of the fractious nature of the MDC alliance, now the CCC and others, and they were punished accordingly for their immature fights. I want to congratulate Manicaland province for giving us an additional seat in the National Assembly, which became seat number 146 in our absolute two-thirds majority in Parliament. I also want to congratulate Harare province for adding another seat in Epworth, which gave us seat number 147, 2 additional seats in our absolute majority in Parliament. I also want to congratulate several local council districts where Zanu-PF snatched seats from the MDs. This cannot equally be said of the other parties. So, I said, the first one past the post is given the Olympic medal. In this instance, the first one past the post in all instances was Zanu-PF. So the Olympic medal of the elections belongs to the part of President E.T. Mzava, belongs to Zanu-PF, the part of the Zimbabwe Revolution, and it belongs to the winners in Zanu-PF who snatched the seats. I also want to congratulate those in Zanu-PF who managed to retain their seats, all of them. It means that the electorate did not feel any misgiving about their trust and confidence in Zanu-PF in this election. That's why we didn't lose any seats. So we only added. I also wish those who may have lost during the elections for giving credence to the Zimbabwean democratic processes by participating in those elections. I also want to give particular thumbs up to the Zimbabwe Electoral Commission for providing a fair hunting ground for all the parties. I do hope that the unfair criticisms which have been leveled against the Zimbabwe Electoral Commission to the team of Justice Priscilla Chikumba can now die down because they have accorded due to the Triple C where they won. The Triple C was of the view that ZEC was biased. I haven't seen any situation where a victory has been snatched away from Triple C by ZEC or a complaint up to now. So maybe they will now have to swallow their words and say the criticism which they were leveling against ZEC was unfounded, because it has made them win, it has made them retain their seats. It has made them settle their scores among MDC factions. The paradox is, if you are happy with the fact that you trounced MDCA of Monzora, you must also be happy that you are being trounced by Zanu-PF, because it is the same process of the elections which has accorded you a victory against Monzora, which also made sure that you feel the loss to Zanu-PF. So it means that the process is a fair ground, and the endless cacophony about electoral process reform, about registration of voters, about Zanu-PF this, about ZEC that, maybe now it can end. And people focus on the business of the day, which is winning the heart and minds of the electorate. Because they are the ones who are being given a chance by ZEC to decide who is the victor in the Zimbabwean electoral process. We may be a young democracy, we are not perfect, but as I have emphasized, no party understands the fight for democracy in Africa more than Zanu-PF, because this is a product of blood and sacrifice of up to 100,000 souls against those who now want to judge us about our democratic processes. We paid the ultimate price. And I always want to remind the fourth the fourth estate, that we are a product of a democratic process in 1980 where the ballot decided who should become the ruler in Zimbabwe. Even when the bullet delivers us the military victory which we had desired, we used the bullet to create conditions for a democratic process. We did not use the bullet as a passport to the office. No, we did not. We only used it as the bullet was a process to the ballot for us. This is unique in modern history because in our our case, no. Zimbabwe made an departure. So the people of Zimbabwe are by nature of British lords who hunger and anchor for the time when Zimbabwe belonged to them. They've got title deeds from 1890 about the land of Zimbabwe, and it is written in their family wills. And 2 decades after the land reform, they still hanker and hunger for the land of Zimbabwe, and they are organizing a conference in London, and they are inviting the opposition to go and use that platform to define their claims of friendship to the Zimbabwe people. No, I think the MDC should finally cut and Triple C, now that they've changed to a new name, they should now cut the umbilical cord with those people, especially at a time when most of the urban land is now going to give a title deeds by Zanu to those people who have since moved in and reclaimed the national birthright of Zimbabwe. So we are hoping that this election now gives a certain sense of maturity to the MDC, that the petulant and peevish nature which has marked some of their behavior can now be cast away because the voter has decided. I also want to remind my statement a couple of weeks ago when people were saying that there were a lot of young people who were rushing to MDC rallies. And I said, a rally is not a booth. A booth is where power is dispensed with in the Zimbabwe Constitution. And the booth decided that fate on last Saturday, not the rallies of young people who may come, because the MDC has been denying them recreational facilities as urban young people. They want recreational facilities. They want somewhere where they can enjoy themselves. Unfortunately, in 2 decades of MDC rule of towns, there is no recreational facility for young people. There is nowhere where they can go and just enjoy themselves as urbanites. So in the event, if there is a gathering of a politician, and maybe he's excitable as a young man, and of some young girls around him, it's natural that some young people may want to go and become part of the crowd. It's natural, because there's no other entertainment. Maybe this time, the MDC can realize that a rally is not a booth. The booth is where power is dispensed with. Furthermore, we also hope that they can get down to serious business as winners, because there is a responsibility which comes with winning elections. That's why we congratulated the MDC for the good performance it has done, notwithstanding the loss it has suffered to Zanu PM. Can they go back and seriously look at removing the rubbish which has become the eyesores of our cities? Can they go back and remove the sewage which festers in the urban areas which are their strongholds? Can they go back and provide running water and focus on providing running water for people? Because that's what an urban area is about. There is a whole gamut of issues which says that urbanization is the future of humankind. These are the issues, these are the things which the MDC should be addressing as urban winners. Can they go back and provide running water and focus on providing running water for people? Because that's what an urban area is about. There is a whole gamut of issues which says an inflection point. An inflection point in a graph is where a graph takes a turn. We may not have made huge gains, but we definitely made pointers to the fact that we are going to make huge gains. And we see 2023 as an opportunity where that inflection point in the fortunes of Zanu PF can be sustained. And how will it be sustained? It will be sustained because the message of our president is beginning to resonate with the electorate. which is exactly why the inflection point is a byproduct of the business people being given a chance to do what they do best, opening up factories and providing infrastructure to Zimbabwe. That's what Open for Zimbabwe is open for business. It's all about. When the president announced that in 2018, people thought they thought it was just a hollow slogan. But now that slogan is getting Zanu PF had taken the attitude warning the MDC that their days of open electoral supremacy are under serious challenge. This is the message which we want the MDC, and we are being open about it. We are not corrupt, which the MDC has been doing in urban areas. We shall be highlighting to the electorate. We want the voter to account to make sure that every urban MP which the MDC has been doing in urban areas. We shall be highlighting to the electorate. We want the voter to account to make sure that every urban MP and I've seen somebody on the social media say Chamisa is the master of Harare. Maybe that's what he should aspire for. Cut his cloth accordingly. But Harare alone does not decide the fate of who occupies State House. You need the rule of vote. And you saw our president going to Pinga. You saw him speaking Tonga. You saw him speaking Ndebele to the vote there. Previously, for the last 2 decades, the margin of loss for Zanu PF in Pinga was 20,000. Now we are at 8,000. The MDC is at 10,000. The difference is 2,000. Somebody has made a very dramatic campaign in Pinga, and that somebody is Zanu PF. We are warning the MDC that their days of supremacy in Pinga North are over. And I can tell you that the president announced that he will be back in Pinga. He's going back to Pinga on 5 April. We are going back to Pinga. We take the electorate seriously. We are going to thank them for the turnaround, the inflection point in the Pinga vote. But we are also going to build upon that with our sights firmly focused on 2023. It's not only that we went there to speak in Tonga and Ndebele and the wishes of local people. Some of the most dramatic infrastructural developments of the Second Republic under Zimbabwe's open for business are happening in Ndebele and North. We gave Victoria Falls, the town, the aid immunity in the fight against COVID. We said if we want to see how we can win the tourist town, show Zimbabwe how we should fight COVID. And sure enough, we've got our lessons from Victoria Falls through aid immunity. The tourist town is doing very well. The hotels are full now. We are tweaking through the COVID committee all the rules about COVID so that we facilitate the return of the tourists, so that the people of Victoria Falls can prosper again. Remember, a revolutionary party's purpose from the beginning in the 1963 is to give prosperity to a people. We paid the price for people to get prosperity by our lives. we never lose sight that the goal of Zanu-PF as the part of revolution is to give people prosperity. And Victoria Falls as a town is showing that Zanu-PF cares about prosperity. That's why we got more seats, council seats in Victoria Falls. We have given them an exchange, a new exchange, a hard currency exchange, which is doing extremely well because it is the registry point, it is the IPO, Initial Public Offering Center, for most of the hard most of the hard currency minerals, gold in particular. It is there. Eureka is there. Blanket Mine is there. Many others are going there. So Victoria Falls is registering a palpable boom for the benefit of the new business policies open for business of Zanu-PF and President Mnangagwa's Second Republic. It's not only Victoria Falls, Hwange, which is always the energy base of this country, well ahead of Kariba. The hydroelectric power of Kariba is important, but the one which is historically the base of the new nation of Zimbabwe in colonial times is Hwange. That's why the railway line left Cape Town and touched on Hwange because of the coal. So the energy base of this country is Victoria, is Hwange. The town has come back Hwange. People there are very happy about the policy because there are new thermal power stations being opened up and connected to the grid. Hwange 7 and 8 is on board. Jongshin has just been connected. Hwange 7 and 8 is going to be commissioned this year. Coke oven batteries are sprouting all over the town. Dinson Collier now exports 50,000 tons, 150,000 out of 150,000, of which 100,000 is going to the local market at Zanu, the ferrochrome. We no longer need to import coking coal for our ferrochrome industries because Hwange is supplying. Not only supplying Hwange, DRC is getting its coking coal for the cobalt mine from Hwange. Even ArcelorMittal, South Africa, the largest steel plant in Africa to date, is getting its coking coal from Hwange. By May this year, another 200,000 tons will be commissioned. By next year, another 1 million tons will be commissioned, just by one company, but there are many others. So there is a prosperity which is coming back to Hwange. No longer are the Tonga people and the Ndebele people from that area selling wooden artifacts for their prosperity. No, young Tonga boys and Ndebele girls from that area are busy working on computers in factories, which are showing that Zimbabwe can again become a major exporter. These are the palpable gains of the Second Republic. Heavy industry attracting world-class capital to the resources of Zimbabwe, which are mouth-watering. So the Second Republic is selling the idea of Zimbabwe as a natural and profitable destination of capital. That's why Hwange in Matebele North is changing its fortunes, and along the way changing the fortunes of Zimbabwe. And that will be the town which will be supplying coking coal to the Chifu-Manise Iron Steel Complex. These things resonate. That's why you can see prosperity is being translated into more votes for Zanu-PF in Matnorth. It's not just people turning around because there are some slogans which have been made by the ruling party. No, we are doing things which make people's lives change every day. So we are determined to continue on that trajectory of changing the people's lives so that they can get a better life. And in the process, we are also getting the support of our diaspora. We are reaching out to the diaspora because we are sharing them the reasons which make you look for jobs abroad, chasing away businessmen from Zimbabwe because of indigenization and stupid laws of the First Republic. They have been changed by the Second Republic, so that businessmen come to Zimbabwe and make it possible for Zimbabwean people to get jobs within Zimbabwe. So we anticipate that even with the passage of time, the Zimbabweans who are being bothered with limits in South Africa will eventually be coming home to better pastures. The conditions are there. Already 5,000 jobs are going to come out of setting up the blast furnaces in cheap humanism. We need young technicians, welders, and other related jobs, technicians to come and set up that blast furnace. That means that we have to go to South Africa, where our young people will build stadiums for the World Cup in 2010. Now they can come back home like they are doing now, building roads. We are building roads using our expertise, not foreign expertise. Why? Because our people went to greener pastures in other lands. People may not know, the people who are doing Invictus Energy are Zimbabweans. This is the white diaspora from the 1970s and 80s. We went to Perth because Western Australia is a mining region of not in the world. So a lot of Zimbabwean whites and a lot of Zimbabwean professionals after the meltdown of people went to Australia. They are the ones who are driving the exploration in Zarabani. These are Zimbabweans, most of them. We are not looking for foreigners to do it. So once there is that seamless integration between the diaspora and those at home, this economy will boom. That's why the message of the president is resonating even with the diaspora. In short, we are selling the message of hope and prosperity for the elections in 2023. That is the centerpiece of President Mutsvangwa'S message. Hope and prosperity for 2023. If the MDC, now Triple C, persists in thinking that sanctions will deliver a vote to them, the urban vote now knows the price of sanctions. They will punish them in 2023. And we will make sure that that message is driven home. You cannot continue to blame the central government for your faults as administrators, for your corruption as administrators, when at the same time you didn't go and vote to say we are there to spend $144 million of a Chinese loan on buying 4x4s for ourselves as councillors. That's what they did with that money. Not one pipe was built at Morton Jaffrey Works. Not one pump was installed at Morton Jaffrey Works by an MPC council which signed for that loan from the Chinese. The government was just a guarantor. They were signed for it. We are going to make sure that people make them be accountable for their misdeeds, for their corruption, because we think that is going to win more votes for Zanu PF. And we make no bonds about it. Tichavafumura kuti win my votes. So kana vachifunga kuti zvavaita kudhara zvokoti central government, when the rule of the Second Republic, that game is over. You make your debt, you wash your linen, you make sure that it is watched in public for everybody to know, because that is what is going to win us elections in 2023. So by and large, that is our message. We want to congratulate our president for working very hard. We take our electoral process seriously. If we were leaders, we would have been sleeping at night, hoping that Priscilla Chibumba can just deliver that vote as is alleged by the MDC that she is there to rig. But we take her seriously with her sake. And we have been actually rewarded by more gains because we take her seriously. But if you disparage ZEC and you say they are not fair, if your voters become apathetic, it's your fault. Because you are telling them that the system is against you, when you still want to go into the same system and use it to try to gain power. You can't have your cake and eat it at the same time. Make the MDC realize that if they disparage national institutions, which then make them win against Monzola and they dance from the top when they win against Monzola, then you should also respect the same institution when they make Zanu PF win. Because it is the same process which has made you win and lose. You can't have your cake and eat it at the same time. You can't make your cake and lie on it at the same time. Give due respect to national institutions unless you don't want to use them for power. If you do that, you also demobilize the electorate. And we will mobilize the electorate accordingly to take